That feeling you get, standing at the edge of a cliff. That's exactly what starting a business feels like, after decades of working for someone else. You have ideas floating around in your head, maybe too many of them, but no clear picture of where to actually begin. And there's this voice in the back of your mind saying, what if I make the wrong move? What if I waste my savings on something that doesn't work? What if it's too late? I've been there, and I want to save you from the mistakes I made. You don't need a fortune to start a business. You don't need to be 25. And you definitely don't need to understand every piece of technology out there. What you need is a clear blueprint that keeps you from burning time and money on the wrong things. That's exactly what I'm giving you today. A step-by-step path that actually works, built for people who've already lived enough life to know that shortcuts don't exist. So let's get into it. Step 1. Picking the right business. This is where most people get stuck, and honestly, it's where most people quit before they even begin. You start Googling best businesses to start, and suddenly you're drowning in options. Drop shipping, print on demand, coaching, consulting, online courses, franchise models. The more you research, the more paralyzed you become. So let me simplify this for you. You don't need to invent something new. There are thousands of business models already working right now, and all you need to do is pick one that fits your life. To do that, focus on 4 things. First, startup cost. How much money do you actually need to get this thing off the ground? Some businesses need equipment, inventory, a physical location. Others just need a laptop and an internet connection. If you're not looking to risk a big chunk of your savings, online businesses are usually the smartest starting point because the entry cost is low. You can test an idea for a few $100s, not a few thousand, a few hundred. Second, your skills. Here's where you have an advantage that most people watching business videos don't have. You've spent 25 or 30 years building skills, managing people, solving problems, understanding how industries work. Stop and think about that for a second. The question isn't whether you have skills. The question is, which of your skills can be turned into something people will pay for? And if there's a gap, you can either learn it or hire someone to fill it. You do not have to do everything yourself. Third, scalability. Can this business grow without eating up every hour of your day? If you're offering one-on-one services, there's a ceiling because you only have so many hours. But if you're selling a digital product, a book, a course, a template, you create it once and it sells over and over while you sleep. Think about what kind of life you want. If you want freedom, lean toward models that can run without you being there every minute. Fourth, speed to launch. This matters more than people think. The longer it takes to launch, the longer you're spending money and energy without knowing if anyone even wants what you're building. Pick something you can get running within a month. That way you get real feedback from real people quickly, and you can adjust before you've invested too much. Step 2. Knowing when you actually become profitable. Every business has a point where the money coming in finally covers the money going out. Before that point, you're in the red. After that point, every sale is profit in your pocket. That crossover point is called your break-even, and you need to know yours before you spend a single dollar. What matters is that you sit down and honestly look at your costs. Look at what you're charging and figure out roughly how many sales it takes before you're in the green. Most people skip this step. They start spending, start building, and 3 months later, they have no idea if they're actually making progress or just slowly bleeding money. Don't be that person. A simple spreadsheet with your expenses on one side and your expected income on the other will tell you everything you need to know. It's not glamorous, but it's the difference between building a business and building a hobby that drains your bank account. Step 3. Finding a problem worth solving. Here's a truth that applies to every business in every industry. If you're not solving a real problem, nobody's going to pay you. The good news is that finding problems to solve isn't hard. You've lived long enough to see them everywhere. Think about the frustrations you've experienced yourself. Think about the complaints you hear from people your age. Think about the things that are harder than they should be for people in their 50s. Maybe it's navigating retirement planning without getting ripped off by financial advisors. Maybe it's finding fitness programs that actually work for bodies that have been around for 5 decades. Maybe it's helping small business owners who are overwhelmed by social media. Problems are everywhere. Your job is to pick one and offer a clear solution. Once you've identified the problem, your next step is your value proposition. That's just a fancy way of saying, why should someone choose you over everybody else? And honestly, your life experience is your answer. A 28-year-old offering retirement advice is reading from a textbook. You've actually lived through market crashes, job losses, financial recoveries. That's not something you can learn in a course. That's credibility that money can't buy. Step 4. Building your plan and keeping it simple. I'm not talking about a 40-page document with charts and projections that nobody ever reads. I'm talking about a simple, clear plan that answers 3 questions. Where am I going? How do I get there? What do I need to make it happen? Start with understanding your market. Who are you selling to? What are they already buying? Who's your competition, and what are they doing right or wrong? Then get clear on what you're offering and why it's different. And finally, figure out how you're going to reach people. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a clear enough plan that you're not improvising every single day. Think of it like a road trip. You don't need to know every turn in advance, but you need to know the destination and the general direction. Step 5. Validating your idea before you go all in. This is the step that most businesses skip, and it's the step that kills them. They spend weeks or months building something, pour their heart into it, launch it, and then hear nothing but silence. Crickets. Total silence. The reason is simple. They never checked if anyone actually wanted it. Before you build the final version of anything, test a smaller version first. Put together something simple, a basic version, a sample, a free consultation. Whatever lets you get in front of real people and see if they respond. And when you do, pay attention to what people do, not just what they say. Your friend might tell you it's a great idea because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But if they don't pull out their wallet, that's your real answer. Talk to the people you're trying to serve. Ask them what they struggle with. Watch how they react to your offer, and be ready to adjust. Sometimes a business that's almost working needs one small change. A different price, a different angle, a slightly different audience. That's it. Step 6. Protecting your money from day one. Let me be direct with you. The number one reason businesses don't survive isn't bad products. It's bad money management. Full stop. And I know that at this stage of life, every dollar matters more. You're not 22 with decades of earning ahead of you. So you have to be smart from day one. First thing, and this is non-negotiable, open a separate account for your business. Do not mix your business money with your personal money. It creates chaos, it creates tax problems, and it makes it impossible to know if your business is actually profitable. Pay yourself a fixed amount from the business. Everything else stays in the business to fuel growth. Set a clear budget before you spend a single dollar. Know what's essential, what's operational, and what's extra. And every month, take 30 minutes to look at what came in and what went out. That's it. 30 minutes a month can save you from a disaster you never saw coming. The most important thing to understand is cash flow. Money on paper and money in your hand are 2 different things. You could be owed $20,000 by clients, but if none of them have paid yet and your bills are due today, you're in trouble. Always make sure you have enough cash on hand to cover at least 3 months of expenses. That buffer is what keeps you alive when things get tight. Reinvest before you upgrade your lifestyle. I know it's tempting. You start making money and you want to enjoy it. You've earned that. But the smartest move is to let the business get strong first. Build the foundation before you renovate the kitchen. Step 7. Marketing. You could have the best business in the world, but if nobody knows it exists, you're not going to make a dollar. Marketing is not optional. It's the engine. And here's the reality of doing business online. There's no storefront for people to walk past. There's no sign on the road. The only way people find you is through your marketing. A great product with weak marketing will always lose to an average product with strong marketing. That's not fair, but it's true. The good news is that marketing today doesn't require a massive budget. Social media is free. YouTube is free. Email marketing costs almost nothing. You can reach thousands of people without spending a cent if you're willing to learn the basics and show up consistently. I've done a full deep dive on marketing in a separate video. Link is in the description. Go watch that after this. 7 steps. That's your blueprint. Step 1. Pick the right business. Step 2. Know your break-even. Step 3. Solve a real problem. Step 4. Build a simple plan. Step 5. Validate before you build. Step 6. Protect your money. Step 7. Market like it matters. Because it does. You are not starting from zero. You might be starting a new chapter, but you're bringing 30 years of experience, knowledge, skills, and resilience into it. That's not a disadvantage. That's a head start that most people would kill for. The only thing standing between you and a business that works is the decision to actually start. So drop a comment and tell me, what business are you thinking about? Or what's been stopping you? I read every single one. Let's figure it out together. I'll see you in the next one.